You invested a small amount of money in a project and it has skyrocketed, and suddenly your small investment is worth much more than what you initially invested. But for some reason, you just can't get yourself to sell the tokens. Project has skyrocketed, right? But it surely can go higher, right? Waiting for more profits, you don't sell, only for the price to plummet. We all had this happen to us, right? I mean, I certainly had that happen to me more than once. Even with the rules that I made for myself, like always take profits when project 10x's, or cut your losses when project has been abandoned, but somehow the greed and this slim chance of getting rich off of one single trade fades my vision. So in this video I'm going to share 3 signs that tell me that it's time to sell a crypto project. And who knows, maybe these tips will save you from some huge losses. So it's no secret that one of the key skills to making these crazy, huge, dopamine inducing gains in crypto is knowing when to sell your assets. And picking the right moment literally determines if you're going to take home 10x of your initial investment, 2x, or even if you lose money. That's why I set these rules for myself to kind of get my emotions under control. And for me personally, emotional trading is what has led me to lose significant amounts of money. For example, the feeling that the price and drop is just temporary and the project will recover, right? Right? So the rule number 1, if price has been going down steadily for prolonged periods of time, it's time to sell because unfortunately you might be holding on to a dying project. And I know how strong hopium is, and I have been part of multiple communities where the price of project is constantly going down and the project is dying. And before setting this rule for myself, I always found reasons why the project would recover the next week, or how a new contract would magically fix fundamental issues. It was always so easy for me to find these reasons because of something called confirmation bias. So what I do now when I think a project is on its last leg and in my opinion won't recover, I sell my tokens and just move to the next project. And I feel like people don't really realize how fast projects can lose momentum nowadays and sort of fade into nothingness, because to most projects there is no real utility to them, so when hype dies down, so does the price. And detecting when this is about to happen is key to not lose your initial investment. One easy way to spot a dying project is if every day the project has more token sells than buys for a prolonged period of time. If that's the case, consider selling to cut your losses. Rule number 2 is really hard to follow. If price of a project 10x's or goes up drastically in a very short period of time, I sell. And the reason why this rule for me was so hard to follow was that when project was pumping, I was always hoping that momentum would never stop. But what always, without never happens is that if price skyrockets fast, it will come down fast and hard as well. And who knows, maybe the price will go up after the dip, but if that happens and an uptrend is confirmed, you can then rebuy your position. And as soon as I started practicing this rule and not holding on to shitcoins hoping that they will pump forever, I started to make so much more money from my trades. It's crazy almost, but it does make sense. It's simple really. To profit you need to sell something, right? So my strategy now is that I sell almost everything at the top and either buy a dip when it eventually comes, and it will, or take my money to other projects. Like, good opportunities to invest in come every single day, so I don't really see a reason to hold on to a project when I could be taking massive profits. Rule number 3, selling at your target price. When buying a project, I always make an educated guess at what the future price might be. If the project has a real use case and is not just a meme coin, it should go up much higher and be around for longer than meme coins. So now for each investment I make, I set a target sell price. And it could be 2x, 5x or even 10x, but if project hits that target price, I sell and count that as a very successful trade. And if price of a project keeps going up after you sell, so what? You made a profit that you plan to make and you should be proud of yourself. And this rule sort of counters my ultra greedy side, which before these rules I never sold at the top or when I was up massively, just because that it could go up even higher, and this of course led me to lose a lot of money. But after setting up these simple rules and actually following them, I'm making much more money from my trades. For example, ever since power is on strong downtrend, I'm selling all the tokens my nodes generate, and I don't really care if price goes up again. I have made my profits and I'm really happy with them. With that being said, there are times when I do ignore these rules. For example, I have almost 5x my investment with this project and if I had sold at the top, I would have made more than $6,500 from my initial investment of $900. But I think this project has the potential to go to 1 billion market cap from what they're doing, and if the project ever goes to 1 billion market cap, my initial investment of $900 will be turned into $30,000. So in this case, I think it's worth holding on even if I'm breaking some of my rules. Also, it's important to mention that maybe, just maybe, these rules don't work for you. And maybe there's some other guidelines that you follow and maybe you don't agree with mine. That's great. What's important is that you do have a framework which you follow. And I want to reveal a secret that I have known for some time. There's this toxic misconception that everybody should be diamond hands, right? But the people who make the most amount of money in crypto world are not diamond hands bros. The biggest whales in crypto are those who are quick to jump into new opportunities and even quicker to sell when they reach their target prices. They jump from one trending project onto the next one, profiting greatly from people like you who just refuse to sell their shares. So I encourage you not to get emotionally attached to your investments, and when a good opportunity comes your way, don't feel bad for selling some of your tokens to invest in the next big project.